Hey guys, and welcome back. Now we're going to talk about list methods. So before I say anything about list methods, right, I want to show you there is a way how we can access method, right, in Python. So let's say I create a list, right? Let's say this uh, my list, something like that, and let's say, right, add happy, sad, joy, loud, right? So this is something we have created a list item here, right? A list data structure. Now what I want to do is I want you to see how we can access the methods, inbuilt methods in Python. So accessing is done by using the dot keyword. So now what you see, all this in the drop down, what you see, right, these are the methods that we can use for list data structures. So what we're going to do is we're going to see one by one, right? So let's say the first one in the list, right? Append, what will append generally do it will append or add particular element at the end of the strings, right? So let's say this and print my list, and we're done, right? So let me clear this and we run this. So if you see, 63 is now added to this particular list, right? The other one is now also is pop. So pop, what it will do is, that's just a method, right? So no need to pass. So pop will actually remove the last one. So let's say we have 1 2 3 4 items, right? Let's see. So if you see joy, loud is gone. That's what the pop method does in list. Then there is another one also which is extend. So what actually it will do is we have to create another list. So let's say I create list is Terry, ABC, DEF, right? So the other one what we are using right now is extend. So what we are going to do is, let's say my list, my list dot extend, and then we give the second list, what is it, Terry, print my list. So what we are going to see here is ABC and DEF. This both should be, these both are now added to this particular initial my list string, right? Similarly we have other ones as well. So let me remove this, and what we can do is, let's say we have the reverse one, right? So my list dot reverse, again this is a method, right? So let's see, right? So I'm just doing it for the my list. So if you see loud, joy, sad, happy, it started from reverse, right? That's how things are. So now there are a lot of other methods also, right? We have just seen, right, my list dot, anything you see with dot, right, these are all the methods. So you can explore, play around with all these methods and see how you want to build things around. Also I wanted to cover one important concept that you should know is, the list comprehensions in Python. So list comprehension. So what it generally does is it's just a short and easy way to create list in Python. So just like using the single line of code, if you remember, we created an F string, right? So instead of writing multiple lines with the loop, you can do it with the one clean line. So it's easy sometimes when you know you're not going to add additional lines of code. So let's say we talk about one example. Let's take one example here, right? First, let's make comment this one and 1 2 3. All right. So let's say we have a numbers list. So I have 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, right? And what I'm doing is I want square. Actually, I want to do square of all these 5 numbers. I'm taking an empty string. This is valid in Python. So what I'm doing is, an easiest way is for n in numbers, squares dot append. So n times n, right? That's how is the logic for building printing squares, right? So print squares. So what this should print is squares of 1 2 3 4 and 5, right? This is cool. Now this is the generic way, right? Without using something called as comprehension, what we were talking about, right? So this generally took like 1 2 3 4 5 lines of code, right? Now here comes the smart method of list comprehension. We can write the squares n into n for n in numbers in everything in one single line. Let's understand this, right? So what we are going to do is, for these numbers, these squares, inside these squares we are going to add n times n for n in numbers and print squares. That's it. Now let me run this. I just want to show you the output first. So if you see, the output is correct right here. So what we have done here now, let's understand this, right? N into n is the operation, right? We want to perform. For n in numbers means we are looping through each number in the list. So Python will generally, read like, give me square of every number in the list. So this is simple, powerful, makes your code shorter, cleaner, easier to read as well, right? And you will also use this a lot in real projects, also many times in interviews as well. Right, so I hope this is clear, right? Play around. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next one.